Hi guys, I hope you're good. If all goes to plan, this video is going to be released as soon after the 12th of April as possible. And why is the 12th of April significant? Well, that's the day that in England our lockdown rules ease a little bit, and from the 12th of April we will be allowed to have overnight trips again. So my hope is to have an overnight trip on the 12th of April. At the time of filming, I'm not sure where that's going to be or what form that's going to take, but I'm determined to do something, even if I just drive down to the end of the road or sleep in my car park or something. I don't mind. I'm just determined to sleep in this van on the night of the 12th. Hello. It is not the 12th of April. It is a little bit after the 12th of April, and I'll explain why a little bit later. But I am away in my van. I'm about half an hour outside of Birmingham. I'm going to meet up with my friend Jen tomorrow, have a catch up and a little mooch around the canals in Birmingham. For tonight I'm staying on a campsite on a farm, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a rustic woodland campsite. I'm right in amongst all of the trees and the bluebells. There's a fire pit right outside my door. It's lovely, it's nice and secluded. There are a few other campers around, but it feels very private. The journey up was a nightmare, and maybe I'm going to edit this bit out because it's embarrassing. So this is the first time as well that I've actually driven properly for months and months. There was traffic all the way on the motorway, so I was just coasting. I wasn't taking it fast or anything. And then on the approach to get here was some crazy tiny country roads, and it's completely my fault. I'm not denying that. I'm just going to explain what happened. I came round a bend on a tiny little country road. There was a big van and another car coming towards me. So myself and the car behind, we reversed back into the passing place. But the van was coming really, really fast at me. So I reversed possibly a bit too fast, and then he started honking and flashing, and I went into the back of the car behind me. Luckily there was no damage, and the other driver, he was really, really cool about it, but I felt awful. I've never had an accident before, and I was even thinking when I was driving, oh good, I'm 5 minutes away, I've got everything out of the way, and I've still never had an accident. And I could blame the van and say if he wasn't coming at me so fast, if he wasn't flashing, then it wouldn't have happened. But ultimately, you know, I'm in control of my vehicle, so yeah, it was my fault. But luckily nobody was injured and his car wasn't damaged. The site I'm staying at is called Nightingale's Rustic Woodland Camping. It's in a little place called Atherstone, about 15 miles east of Birmingham. It's part of a farm, and the woods are surrounded by fields. There are only a few pitches, which are all set back from the path and surrounded by trees. Facilities are basic, with only one toilet and a washing up area. I love it because you get the illusion of wild camping, but with the sense of security you get from being on a campsite. After exploring, I headed back to the van for some dinner. I said earlier that I was determined to get out on the 12th of April because that was the day that travel restrictions were going to lift. There's two very good reasons that I didn't get out on the 12th of April. The first one, it was absolutely freezing. And the second reason that I didn't get away was that week I also went back to work after being off sick for 4 months. And let's just say the first week could have gone better. As well as physically, mentally it was a lot more challenging than I had hoped for. I've just spent the last few months basically all by myself. So to suddenly be getting on trains and be surrounded by so many people, it was really overwhelming. I just couldn't face going out again. I had plans that I was just going to drive down the road and park up by the sea and have a chilled evening, but even that was just too much for me. But I know that the longer I stop myself from doing these things, the more difficult it will be. As the sun was setting, the owners came round and chopped me some wood and built me a campfire. All of this was included in the £20 a night site fee. I can't think of many more relaxing things to do of an evening than sit beside a campfire, watching day turn into night. The next morning I woke to the sound of birdsong, feeling so refreshed. The sun was already warm and it put me in a great mood for the day ahead. Often I'll fall into the trap of cramming so many things into my trips away, but sometimes you need to give yourself permission to just stop. To read a book, listen to the sounds of nature around you, enjoy the warmth of the sun. I had the best night and I will definitely be back here. But for now, I'm fully fueled for the drive into Birmingham and my next adventure. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you can come along too. Thanks for watching.